your amendment, and if we adopt this bill, would cost the counties that you represent a total of $333,321, with an average cost of $41,665. And I'm just curious as to whether the 8 counties that you represent have instructed you and advised you that this is the path that they would like for you to pursue as their senator, since apparently the cost, that this is a cost that's outside of the HAVA funds, correct? So this is above and beyond the cost of HAVA. So I just want to be sure that those 8 counties want you to spend $41,665 per county. I yield.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the gentleman from Hamilton for his question. And I know that with his county already doing this and having secure elections, he's well aware of the difference between what his county and Pickett are enjoying and what the other 93 counties are endangered to risk. Let me point you toward the language of Amendment number 5. In section number 1, it says, quote, "The state shall be required to fund all expenses related to the cost of obtaining or replacing any machines pursuant to this part. The state shall also be required to fund the cost of printing paper ballots. The county shall not be responsible for any cost associated with printing paper ballots that are required pursuant to this part." End of quote. So for those expenses, ladies and gentlemen, we can use the HAVA money. Now, this amendment's been filed for a week now, and there's not anybody from Secretary of State's office that said to me, we can't use the HAVA money. In fact, I've been told by lawyers that I have checked with that we can use the HAVA money. And we have $34 million there, ladies and gentlemen. What are we saving it for if not to have reliable elections in 2010? You know, is there some purpose? Is it drawing interest for the general fund? Is that really what we want to do? You know, maybe there's some good in that. But what if your election is the one that is stolen in 2010? And what if none of us know for sure what happens in 2010? And that'll be the case, except for those who happen to live in the 2 counties that have paper trails. They have that paper verification. So I would tell you, to my good friend from Hamilton, the costs for my counties and for the other counties that are represented in this room besides Hamilton and Pickett, that cost would be borne by this legislation. And we would use those HAVA funds. Now some say, well, but we may need it somewhere down the road, and who knows what the feds will do and what requirement they may have down the road. But I can tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, if we adopt this amendment and we pass this legislation with this amendment, then we will be one of 34 states with those types of machines. And most of these other states have used their funds and they've bought these types of machines. Now, there are 25 states that use the very standards that this amendment would have, and it leaves the ultimate decision in the authority of the State Election Commission to guide us in the way that we need to go. But the argument about cost, I would tell you respectfully, it can be covered. The legislation provides it will be covered. The counties won't have to endure this. And in fact, we can use the funds that are just sitting in Nashville right now. That we'd all be better off to have reliable elections at home and not have the money just laying in Nashville. Now, as to what that